Hey readers, and welcome back to my channel. It is good to be back this week. I have a little bit of news. So I've been feeling horribly sick. Today's the first day that it's actually calmed down. I am pregnant with baby number 2. I am very early on, but this baby is taking the life out of me. Like, I'm literally tired. I am literally sleeping or sick or nauseated. So bear with me. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about 2 books that I picked out of my TBR jar completely blind. I had no idea what these books were about. I just picked them based on cover and title. So the first one we're going to go over is Kiss of the Basilisk by Lindsay Straube. Now this book right here was smut. Literal smut from beginning to end, chapter by chapter. It was all schmecks. The storyline goes, there's the FMC or female main character. She is a virgin, and all these girls that are within the same age or the same year that they're born, well, they're picked and selected to become the prince's wife, and they need to go into training. And what I mean by that is they need to know what they're doing schmexually. So yeah, it was interesting to say the least. My husband was sick of me, hence why I'm pregnant. But it was super interesting. Literally, guys, like, I can't express this enough. If you're the type of reader that doesn't like so much spice in a book, this book may not be for you. And also, in my opinion, I felt that the schmecks was very redundant. I felt that by like the end, I'm just like, what else? How many other positions and how much other schmexual activities can this girl do? And to top it all off, these girls go into training with basilisks, and these basilisks transform into human form to not kill them, because if they transform and you look at them, you die. And this story takes a little bit of a turn for me because it becomes like a love triangle. So the prince really likes the FMC, and also the basilisk falls in love with her as well. So you have a lot of competition, but the basilisk that she is, you know, getting it on with is her trainer. So he's essentially teaching her how to have schmecks. I know. So I can't blame the girl. I mean, you're a virgin, you're just finally knowing what your body can do. She's never kissed a boy. Like, she's the village joke. She's the kind of girl that is always in the farm, that is always in the outskirts, and all the girls just kind of tease her, and basically the whole town looks at her and her mom as kind of like, oh yeah, they're just over there. They're just not at our status. So I do feel kind of bad, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I find that she was a little annoying. And what I mean by that is just her attitude, her naivety. I just feel like this character made me want to throw my Kindle across the room a few times. She questions a lot. It is good to be questionable. Like it's good to question things, right? But this character literally just doesn't put 2 and 2 together. I feel like she's a bimbo. But other than that, I feel like this book for me was 2 stars. I'm gonna be very honest here. It is 2 stars. I think that the author just got, I don't know, she got carried away a little bit too much. She got carried away with the schmecks. I feel like it was just a lot. In the beginning, I was just kind of like, hell yeah, you know what? This is smut. If there is a book on the market right now that I feel like doesn't top like the schmecks, is this book. It's just a lot of it. So if you're in a mood to bother your significant other or whoever it is, this book would be perfect. Just, you know, don't get pregnant. But I absolutely enjoyed the scenes. There was just questionable scenes where I was just like, what? Like, for example, to be like, once she confessed her feelings to the basilisk and the basilisk kind of shared her feelings with him, his feelings with her, sorry, it kind of became like a thing. So he can communicate with her telepathically for some reason. And also they kind of do this thing where he creates a toy for her out of his own sperm. I know. And she inserts it and it pulses and whoo. But other than that, if you just want to read this book for entertainment purposes, and if you want to read something with a lot of smut, then this book would be perfect for you. But if you're the type of person that just gets sick of it too soon and just can't deal with all the schmecks and it's just a lot of it, then this book will definitely not be for you. The story just wasn't astounding to me. It was just kind of like meh. I feel like 90% of this book was schmexual things, and then the 10% was just kind of like story, and the progression of it was just kind of like, okay, like where's the plot? But yeah, this book definitely is 2 stars for me. Now the next book is Zodiac Shadows by R.C. Luna. Now this book was very interesting. It had a lot of historical Latin. It was just such a good Latin read. And this is also a Latin author, a Latin book. She is a Puerto Rican author. So if you want to support and also read another Latin read, then this series would be a good pick. Now, this is a set of 5 books. However, I find that they are so short, like they're less than 400 pages each. And if you take a look at the books themselves, I mean, they're super thin. And I got into the second book immediately after the first one. And this story and this book or series kind of broke me. It had to do with mafia. It had to do with a girl growing up with a mafia involved father and having the repercussions of abuse at home, having to deal with a mother that just accepts the abuse and goes back. So trigger warning, if you're the type of reader that can't handle that type of content, then this book may not be for you. Just look at the trigger warnings and kind of you be the judge of it. I feel that she went through a lot. This FMC or female main character went through a lot and goes through a lot in these books to find her powers of shape-shifting into a jaguar. Now, she is going through a lot because her shaman or the person in the magical realm that is supposed to guide her is AMA. So he is nowhere to be found. He's supposed to be ushering her into this realm and teaching her things, and he's just gone. So what happens is she's trying to find this guy because if not, she'll go crazy herself, and we don't want that. However, I do appreciate the fact that this FMC understands and comprehends that she does a lot of mistakes and doesn't make the right decisions. So for example, like just getting herself into things that she shouldn't be getting herself into, like, I don't know, dating a cartel member and marrying him. But yeah, the one thing I do want to say is that I like how her character development is. Like, she recognizes that, yes, I do make wrong decisions, but I'm trying my hardest to switch it around. I'm trying my hardest not to fall under the mafia cartel that my family has gone into. I'm trying to be different than my friends, and I'm trying to get out of this unscathed. And I feel like that is true power, but when you're realizing that, yeah, things need to change. So of course she enrolls herself into the army, and there it's just a continuous just things happening to her and magic around her, and she can see aura, and she can kind of see the intentions of people through their aura, like they come off as colors. And I found that very interesting in this magic system. And also I love the fact that there's like dreams that come to her, but in those dreams she's in a state of she knows what she's doing, and she's physically walking in through these dreams, and they seem to be real, and they are real. And that is just part of her magic and her discovering her powers. And the reason why I like this is because, like, as a Hispanic myself, I always hear like the elders say, oh no, don't do this because I dreamt something bad, or, you know, the superstition things that, you know, culturally happen. So for example, I would ask to go out one day, like, you know, as a teen, and my mom would be like, no, I dreamt something bad, you're not going anywhere. But you know what? That is discernment, and I appreciate my mom for protecting me in those times. This book didn't give me Zodiac Academy vibes. It does give like Zodiac Academy vibes, but it's not Zodiac Academy, if you get me. So this book is more just going through life's hurdles, going through life And I'm not saying that in Zodiac Academy the twins didn't go through a lot, they did, but this would be going through the hardest part in real life first, I want to say. So she's supposed to be going off, the FMC is supposed to be going off to this academy to learn about her powers and to master her powers, but she doesn't get there for a while. So she has a lot to learn in IRL. She has to learn how to control her powers, how to deal with them, and also how to manage them before she goes insane. And she doesn't have a lot of support. So, you know, the twins, they had each other in Zodiac Academy. This person is just solo, and her best friend left for New York and said peace out. So it was kind of like she needed to find herself as a person, and I really loved the character development in the series. So for this book series so far, I'm in the 3rd book, but so far I want to give this 3 stars. I think it's enjoyable. There is just a lot of trauma to get through, and sometimes I feel like taking a break from the book. That's just the vibe I get. I rate based off of vibes, okay? So the vibe of this book is just very much struggle, 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 a light at the end of the tunnel. Nope, taken away, struggle, struggle, struggle. It's just, this character gets beatings, and sometimes I feel like just stepping away from the Kindle and stepping away from the storyline because it's just very dark. And I am also a mood reader, so do with that as you may, but you be the judge of what you want to read and how you want to digest these stories. But I'm just saying this book is dark and it deals with rape and just abuse. So if, like I said, just read the trigger warnings for these books. So that is it for today. Those are the 2 reads that I picked out of my TBR jar blindly. I will be picking 1 book because this baby is acting up right now. And also I just don't know when I'll be sick and or too tired to read, so I'm pacing myself this time around. So I'm gonna pick 1 book for my monthly blind date reading. It's like a pale green or blue. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So I have A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by T. Kingfisher. There you have it. So yeah, I think this book is gonna be interesting. I'm interested to know. This would be my second try reading a T. Kingfisher book. I didn't like the first one that I read. I kind of DNF'd it. I didn't finish it. So we will see how this author fares. I'm gonna give her a second shot because I find that her writing I loved, but it was just, I don't know, the story of Snow White that I read before was kind of meh for me. So I'm hoping that this book would be a little different and hopefully it will surprise me. So that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for being here, and don't forget to subscribe to keep up with my book content. I have a lot more to get to, and I will see you next time.